Good Thursday evening, everyone. Welcome to CBS 3 Eyewitness News at 10 o'clock, streaming live on CBS News Philly. It's the last day of June, June 30th, 2022. I'm filling in for my favorite uncle of CBS 3, Yuki Washington. He left me in charge. An autopsy has been scheduled for Saturday to determine how the little girl died in the first place. We start off our news story tonight as a woman starts to die from her injuries. She was being hit by a police car on Tuesday in Bella Vista at 9th and South. She's being identified as Suzanne Shepard. We're being told that no arrests have been made at the time the crash happened. And a massive junkyard happened in Fairless Hills, Bucks County. We're being told that it crushed a lot of car parts, like rubber and some fuel. No one was critically injured, but firefighters are monitoring the scene right now for any hotspots. In Atlantic City, union workers have reached to a tentative deal to avoid a strike at the Borgata. The workers were threatened if they did not have to make a deal by 12:01 tonight. If it's not in place, anything could happen. But those workers could go on strike as July 1st. Ketanji Brown Jackson is your new Supreme Court judge. She took the oath at a local place called the Supreme Court. My Uncle Siafa Lewis has that story. Good evening, Uncle Siafa.
She is the very first African American woman to sit on the nation's highest court. So help me God. We spoke to local scholar Dr. Donna Patterson, the professor and chair of the Department of History, Political Science, and Philosophy and director of Africana Studies at Delaware State University, about how Brown Jackson might impact the court.
She will change, I think, the way some people view the court. I think the representation will certainly change. And maybe some of the conversations will change.
Philosophically, Judge Brown Jackson replaces her mentor, Justice Stephen Breyer. Both serve as the third liberal on a 6-3 majority conservative court, which has flexed its muscle in numerous controversial decisions this term. Now, while her presence won't change the court's makeup, she is likely to make an impact just the same.
It will have some impact, yes. But I don't know if it will have the impact that people intended when she was nominated, given the dynamics of this 6-3 majority.
The religious makeup of the current court's judges has been brought up often in how they've ruled this term. There are 6 Catholics, a 7th if you include Judge Neil Gorsuch, who grew up in the Catholic Church, 1 Jewish judge, and Brown Jackson, a Protestant. Could that make a difference?
From what we've seen, I think particularly with some of the recent decisions, it appears that faith is definitely playing. It's definitely having some influence.
And in these extremely divisive times, I asked Dr. Patterson what Judge Brown Jackson's seat on the court says about America.
I think that it is good that we finally have a black woman Supreme Court justice. And so it appears that we're moving the needle in that vein.
The Supreme Court's next term will begin on October 3rd of this year, when they'll hear cases, including ones dealing with more hot-button issues like affirmative action, gay rights, and election law.
I am so proud of Judge Jackson. Thank you, Uncle Siafa. In a blow to the fight against climate control, the Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that the EPA lacks the broad authority to cap emissions from power plants. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote for the majority. He said, a decision of such magnitude and consequence rests within Congress itself. President Biden called the ruling a devastating decision. Justice Kagan wrote a dissent for the liberal wing, and she said that it's most pressing of our time. The Supreme Court ruled that the Biden administration properly ended the Trump-era policy, forcing some U.S. seekers to wait in Mexico. That decision will be made to end the remains in Mexico. We're being told that anything could happen when you go down to the Supreme Court. The time right now is 11 minutes to 10 o'clock. As we continue, Governor John Carney is tightening gun control in Delaware and free COVID-19 shots for children. Also this. Center City starts to bounce back. My Uncle Howard Monroe will explain with that news story coming up when we come back. Stay with us. A live look at Atlantic City on this Friday, Junior. It looks pretty nice down there if I do say so myself. I've never been down there,